flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around Town Radio.
Hey everybody, welcome to the program. It is Monday. It's a Monday. It's been a Monday all day. Welcome everybody. We'll be right back with the weekend update.
It's the weekend review. Top 5 coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent.
Hi, Chris Thompson. Good afternoon to you, sir. Carol, thank you for being with us. I haven't seen you in a while. I missed you at the show Saturday. I didn't make that one. And yes, Glenn, it is time for the show. Ed says, great weekend of music. Yes, it was. Was for me. I hope it was for you, all of you out there. Welcome to the broadcast program, vlog, whatever you want to call it today. It is Monday, November 24th. We are rapidly approaching Thanksgiving. We are, man, where has the year gone? Hi, Bob Klein. How are you? Sorry I missed you this weekend. I know you were down at the Old Bell, too. I didn't get down there that night. Mark from The Gamut. I'm sporting the Gamut attire today. Thank you so much. And welcome, everybody. Welcome to the program on a Monday. Man, we're still recouping from a wild weekend of music and fun and outdoor activities for me. Yes, I said it, outdoor activities. It was fun. So this is our weekend update, your Backstage Hall Pass to local music right here, guys, and your number one source for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more all around town radio. Thanks for joining us today. And don't forget, throughout the week, if you can, hit that little share button on the shows. You guys did it up right on Thursday. We had some good views on the show Thursday, and I want to appreciate that a bunch. I'm really intrigued now that I'm seeing your handles on YouTube instead of just your names. It's wild. I have to kind of figure out who you are. There's Sean Cooper. What's up, Coop? I was in your restaurant today having lunch, me and Hollywood from Hamilton's Urban Backyard. We were in there having a little lunch, had a great time. Pass on our thank yous to your bartender in the bar area. She did a wonderful job taking care of us today. She did at Milano's in Miamisburg / Miami Township. Good stuff. Had one of their famous pizzas today. It was good for lunch. It was. I like groceries. I do. Hi, Bill Berkey. How are you? Your PC doesn't have speakers. Well, hi, Bill. I'll sign language that to you, I guess. But good to have you with us today. Everybody that's out there, welcome to the program on a Monday. We're letting some people catch up with the live notifications here, and then we'll get started with our weekend in music. Gina McCann has joined the party. The lovely Gina McCann. Good to have you with us today, Gina. Hope you had a great weekend of music. I know you guys were out on the road a little bit. Tony, how are you? Tony went out Saturday, he said, and saw Summer Highway Band and then off to see Ithaca Army. Wow. And finished off with Joyride. You had a good weekend then, Tony. Good for you. Lots of great music out there this weekend. It was a banner weekend, and it's going to be another one coming up here. It's going to be a little, a little shaken up, but Wednesday night, biggest nightclub night of the year. So, even more than Halloween, the night before Thanksgiving is usually huge because usually there's a lot of people in from out of town and they're visiting with family and they all head out somewhere and enjoy a night out and all that. Hi, Paige. Thank you for joining us today. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm getting better. The voice is not all back yet, but I am feeling better. So thank you for that. In case y'all didn't know, I had the vid. I did for like 5 days. And it was not good. It wasn't. Stacy McGuire in the house. I hope you're warm in Florida. Can I say biatch? Yeah, Florida. Yes. Hi, Carla. Thanks for joining us today. Good to have you with us as well. Always, Carla. And Stacy, enjoy your life there in Florida. You earned it. You did. So let me get started with our weekend update today, guys. Here, what went on this past week in live local music for us. And then we're going to, Carla's calling me kiddo. Thank you. Gosh, nobody's called me kiddo in years. Thanks. It was one of those great weekends that you had so many choices. It was almost like tough to figure out where to go and what to do. But I always support on this weekend, whenever it pops up, the Christmas in Springboro, because Springboro is such a huge supporter of what I do here, and that's where we're located. And Heather, especially at Heather's Cafe, is a huge, huge supporter. And I have to support her. We had a haul around town table at Christmas in Springboro at Heather's and filled it up with all kinds of fun people. So, yeah, it was a good time. I'm going to talk about that one at length, but I'm going to start out with thanking you all for your Thursday shares on the Thursday show. Who's Playing Out? 2.8 thousand views on that one. Thank you so much, guys, for that. And thanks for all the support as followers of Haul Around Town Radio and the views, the shares throughout the week. You can follow us on all the socials. We're out there on the Instagram. We're on the Tuba View. We're on the Book Face, obviously, and then also a little TikToking once in a while as well. So join us on that, if you will, at Haul Around Town Radio on all those platforms. And our weekly programming, I'll remind you of again, it's that simple. Every Monday, you're watching it today. It's the Weekend Update. Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday, brought to you by the Bell and the Bear and my co-host with the most, Karis, who we'll talk about in a minute. Wednesday with the band. However, this week, programming note, no Wednesday with the band. I will be bringing you, and I'm not sure of what time yet. We'll pop that up on the page on Wednesday, but we'll be bringing you Who's Playing Out a day early because we're not obviously going to do it on Thanksgiving Day because nobody's going to watch. So we'll get it out there. We will also include, again, as we did this past week, the Wednesday night gigs that are going on, the special Thanksgiving Eve gigs will all be listed in Who's Playing Out this week on Wednesday. So, yeah, be ready to kind of tune in with us there, if you will. We'll probably pull that off at 5, but watch for a possible time change on that one that day. We'll get it in for you. Deadline to musicians is noon on Wednesday. If you want to get your gigs on that list, we need to have you get them to us by noon Wednesday. All right, let's get started. What do you say? What do you say? Let's go to Thursday night for us. How many people attended the Bell and the Bear Jam on Thursday? I did. Celebrating my good friend Karis's naturalization. Yes, she made us feel like a naturalized woman. And she's now a U.S. citizen. Thank you, Karis, for putting the work in, because that is not easy. I bet you 50% of the people in that room couldn't pass that test, and they're already U.S. citizens. So Karis did a great job of studying and becoming a U.S. citizen. She did. And yes, only got your notification now, do we? Yeah, I can tell it's slow today because the numbers. It is, but that's just the way it works. The notifications work. Notifications are kind of dicey sometimes. So Bell and the Bear Jam, celebrating Karis's naturalization and Connie's birthday. It was, Karis says, I don't think I could pass. I don't know that I could pass either. I'd have to see it to believe it, but I know Karis put a ton of work into that. And she is now a U.S. citizen. I'm very proud of her. She's a wonderful lady who has a lot of things going on, and she takes the time to take care of people and certainly takes the time to make sure that she's in the right place that she wants to be. So that is That is good stuff. Carlos said you guys went all out for Karis. Yeah, and I've got to say that Kathy Laverde threw a hell of a party for Karis that night, and the folks that helped decorate and put that together. Gosh, there are too many to name, but what a great time. And it was fun dressing in the patriotic attire and having a little fun with Karis on that night. So, if you see Karis, thank her for that, because it took a lot of work. It really did. And thank her for becoming a U.S. citizen. It's wonderful. And Gina says, and she excels at everything she has going. She does, whether it be her real estate business or whether it be the music business in the bar or all those things. She's always doing it and making it happen and taking care of those lovely four-legged friends of ours that she loves so much and so dearly and works so hard to protect and to take care of. She is originally from Canada, I believe. Stacy was her actual place of birth, but she's been all over the world. Karis has been everywhere. And happy Monday to you, Jerry Nimmersheim. It was great to hang with my dude this weekend. Thank you, buddy. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But let me talk about a band we got introduced to that night at the Bell and the Bear. Now, I'd seen these guys play once before there, I think. They came in and played a few songs. But what a pleasure it is to see... Thank you for that, Kara. I didn't know it was she was born in South Africa and raised in Canada, but yes, thank you for that. See, people more about her than I do, for sure. And she's my co-host. Band called Lowball, Lobaugh. I'm going to encourage everybody watching today to go like and follow Lowball, Lobaugh. These young guys, they come from, some of them come, there's two brothers in the band. They come from a little history in the Cincinnati music scene. You might be familiar with a band called Prisoner. Dad was associated with Prisoner and all that. So Lowball got up and did some Van Halen tunes, and it was such a pleasure to see young people embracing the great music of yesterday. I mean, it was so cool. And to see them up there and playing it well and having fun doing it. And then they got done with their 2 or 3 songs. I think 3 songs they did. And the crowd just started yelling for more. They wanted another song, which is not something that happens every single day at the jam night. So what a cool thing that happened. And there's my buddy Hollywood from Hamilton's Urban Backyard. I just mentioned you to Cooper there that we had lunch at his place today. He's out there somewhere. However, the Coop flew the Coop today. We didn't see him, but it's great to have lunch there. We had a wonderful time, great service, and all that at Milano's. Roger, howdy. Thank you for being here. Good to have you. Jill, thank you for dropping by. I haven't seen you in so long. Hope you're doing well. And thank you, my friend Jill. Thanks for being here. So, yes, now she's an American. She is. Karis is American. And Ed Sawicki said Lowball rocked. They did. And what a bunch of nice young men, too. Good people. It was great to be there with them. And I sat out on the patio and talked to them for a little bit. It was a beautiful night at the Bell on Thursday night. We just had a great time. So many people there to celebrate Karis. So many people there to celebrate Connie, who I think I saw popped up here somewhere. Connie, you out there? Yes, there she is. Hello, Connie. And it was Connie's birthday as well. So we were having a big bash that night. But much to our surprise, Miss Connie got up and sang a couple songs, and she rocked the house. I was duly impressed. Connie, you put energy into that stage that night like none other. What a show she put on. The people that were there for her birthday were just eating it up, having a blast, screaming and yelling about her being up there. It was a really, really good time. And just a wonderful, wonderful evening there at the Bell and the Bear celebrating Connie's birthday. I think Connie's 29 now. And Lisa, thank you for joining us. I miss you too. Where the hell you been? Not in my world, at least. So, yeah, Connie's birthday, good stuff there. Lowball, awesome. Then we had some of the usual suspects, the folks who are the house band, who are really the backbone of this jam that is so magical. Kathy Laverde, Jonathan Grooms, Rick Pieper was filling in on keyboards for Jim Cuesta, who was traveling with Genesis Retouched. Toy Hobbs playing guitar. Kevin Cooper, who he's more than just a guy in the band. He's kind of the director up there. He gets things going in the right direction and keeps that list moving forward that Mike Roberts works so hard on. And, you know, there was a huge list that night. I don't think everybody got up to play, but it happens sometimes when you have those big events like that. It's just the way it is. And Travis, Hannah, Drummond, of course, Jay Grant from Half-Life and Uncle Rico was in the house, and Chris Thompson was in the house from Uncle Rico. He didn't play, but he was there. Bach, let's see, who else did we see? Of course, Rick Kern, Steve Krakus up there playing their hearts out. TJ, I could go on and on, but the usual folks, and then some very special folks. Brian was up there playing guitar, Bob Weber in the house as well. So a great family at the Bell and the Bear, as it is every week. And of course, the man behind the lens, Mr. Edward Sawicki. So as I always say, I will put the disclaimer in. I posted some pictures of the jam today. Go look at Ed's. You'll get the real feel. And then look at my junk amateur pictures just for fun. And I did capture Ed in a few pictures, though. I did. And Connie, I love you right back. You were fantastic. I just love everything about you, and the energy you brought that night was so much fun on that stage. And I hope I captured a few good photographs of you too. I tried to a little bit. For real. What's Carla got to say here? Yes. Give Connie a happy belated birthday today. Thank you for that. But yeah, it was just a great night. It's always a great night at the Bell and the Bear, but then you top it off with these celebration nights and it becomes huge, and the musicianship is fantastic. And here's the house band again that can play anything. I mean, they get up there and they kill it. So, and they added some new songs. And thank you, Ed, for enjoying my pictures. Thank you. That means a lot from you. It does, because, you know, I live vicariously through Ed's pictures all the time. Because he certainly can capture the energy in the moment in a room. He's just that kind of guy. And thank you, Ed, for that, always bringing the party to the lens. And I do want to say a big shout out to the Bell and the Bear staff as well. Anytime these events go on and it gets this busy, I got to give Jeep a shout out at the door. He's one of those guys that's just a ever steady, great employee there and a great ambassador as you walk in the door for that establishment. You know, Sean was working as the manager there that night. Vanessa, Joe, gosh, I can't even begin to name them all. There were so many of them working, but they do a killer job. And the staff at the Bell is like none other. They are wonderful people. And we just love hanging out there. So watch for some things coming up also as we move into the new year. We're going to be having what we call Haul Around Town watch parties there. That doesn't mean we do our live show from there, any of that. It means we get like-minded folks that watch our show here to come down and hang out with us for the night and enjoy a Thursday evening of live local music. And if you've never been to the Jam, as Chris Thompson saw it for the first time the other night, it's magical. It's a wonderful place. And Pat, it was good to see you as well over the weekend. How are you? Yes, with the Gamut. We're going to talk about the Gamut here in just a moment. We are. Yes, brings the party to the lens. He does, Carla. Ed Sawicki. That's, well, I call him the photographer of the rock stars, but he does. He brings the energy, the party, and everything through the lens. So if you're not there, you get a chance to, you know, enjoy it, as I said, vicariously through photographs. But that is what I got to say about the Bell and the Bear Thursday Jam. Sorry, I'm still a little hacky. And we'll get back to the Bell and the Bear soon for a Thursday night. They do have Thanksgiving night jam. We'll get a shameless plug in for my girl Karis here. They're going to have the jam. This is like the 6th annual one, I think, that they've done on Thanksgiving night. So when you get tired of the family and you want to go out, get out. Head out to the Bell and the Bear. Take the family with you, one or the other. And Thursday night, going to be a big party down there in Montgomery. So step into that if you can. And yes, my Gamut wives are in here. Good to see you. And Chris said, such a cool venue. It is. And it's such a cool vibe. It's one of those places you walk into if you've never been there. I remember the first time I ever walked in the place, and Tina, a friend of mine, encouraged me to go down and check it out, and I was just like, "This is my home. I want to live here." Really good stuff and wonderful, 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 wonderful crowd, staff, and such. Jill, you need to come down sometime. You need to get out more and hang out with me. We could have some fun. Marcy, how are you? It was great to see you over the weekend. And yes, John says Ed's pictures always tell the story. They do. They tell the magic in the room for sure. So that's it for Thursday night. Let me get to Friday night. So Friday night and Saturday, as I led into the show, there were so many shows and I had so many musical groups reach out to me and say, hey, come see us this Friday or Saturday. We're here, we're there. And do not ever take it personal, people. I have to pick. And I'm always going to pick those who take care of me over anything else. And Heather takes great care of me throughout the year and is a wonderful host for our Name That Tune every Wednesday. And I enjoy Christmas in Springboro. It's a wonderful time. There are so many participating organizations in Springboro that put that together. Too many to name, but it is a wonderful event each year. And of course, it's in November, the weekend before Thanksgiving every year. And it's like a reunion for people. You see, like all the kids are there. The college kids come in and they get a chance to see their old friends and all that. It's really a cool event. And Marcy from Mr. Burroughs, now her place is up the street. It's not on the main drag where the event's going on, but she still contributes. She was a sponsor for Heather's patio. It's a lot of love that goes into it. And Marcy had a killer weekend too. The folks are looking, especially Friday night. Friday night sucked weather-wise, and they're always looking for a place to get inside and enjoy it. And Marcy hung out with us Friday night, and, inside the tent, it was wonderful. It just poured monsoon for a couple hours down there, and we still had fun. And Friday night, it was celebrating 16 years also of Heather's being in business, and that's extremely admirable. That somebody that's been in the business that long, she knows what she's doing, and this lady works her butt off. I mean, this weekend, Heather never quits. She's like the Energizer Bunny and just works her tail off. And really, thank you, Ed. Loyalty is hugely important to me. We were just talking about that at lunch today. Hollywood and I were, that I'll take loyalty over anything else from people. Just tell me you can't be there. But, I just like the fact that people are loyal and giving and caring, and especially in Springboro where we live here and where all around town resides. It's a wonderful place to be. And Roger, thank you for that. Congrats to Heather's. Yeah, 16 years. So let's talk about the Gamut Friday night at Heather's. I want to tell you, I love this band, the Gamut. I'm sporting their shirt today, by the way. Can you see it? There it is. So Albina, lead singer. She rocks. What a voice. Fantastic voice. She's just amazing. And she puts so much energy into her stage show. Just making it happen up there. Mark on keyboards, Aaron on guitar, Gary Garf, I guess is the way we were supposed to say that, on the drums, William on bass. And, the Gamut lost our dear friend and their bandmate a year or so ago. I think it was a little over a year ago. And perhaps. And it's been tough for them. And they've come back with a vengeance. They're doing it for John, who they lost to cancer. And William filling in on bass now as a full-time member of the band, doing a killer job. And Kilowatt, who does their sound and also plays a little harmonica and does some other things with the band, gets up there, and he really enjoys what he does. And he had them dialed in so well. The sound was great on Friday night. I really, and when you're in a tent with a lot of screaming people, it can be tough. And the sound in there bounces around and all that. And he had it dialed in perfect. And I was kind of in the back of the room. So I was able to hear what was going on back there, and it was good. And Bob, thank you for that. Yes, loyalty does mean everything. It really does. And what do we got here? Jerry says, I'm wearing the same shirt. Says, such a fun and energetic band. We love the Gamut. Yes. Yeah. The Gamut, it puts on a hell of a show. They do. And Kara says Heather's is in business so long because she takes care of her employees and customers. Thank you, Heather's Cafe. She does. And it's a long weekend for Heather. I was watching her Saturday night, and you could tell it was weighing on her. She's one of those people that gets in there at 4:30 in the morning and doesn't go home till 10 or 11 at night, 12 at night sometimes. Her staff just absolutely nailed it, as they always do. But I do want to talk about the Gamut a little bit more. If you haven't seen the Gamut, go do it. I've seen them in all kinds of varieties of locations, including a recent show at the casino, which I was telling Mark, the keyboard player, Mark, on Saturday night. I didn't get a chance to really interact with him. It's tough to interact at the casino with the band and chat with them unless they're on break. And I did get a chance to hear them there, and I've seen them many places. I was introduced to the Gamut by Glenn, who's on here. He's on the YouTube channel. And Glenn, thank you for that, because you certainly introduced me to a top-notch band. And you actually introduced me to JD for the first time. And that's how I learned about the Gamut. So good stuff. And that was the Blue Note. So, we're everywhere. We are. And this band, just a killer group. And they brought the party from start to finish. And that's what you like to see. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to you, Dirk Turner, Eve, whatever it is today. Eve. Hi, Leah from Sugar Rock. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else is here. Yes. And that's heavy for a band to go through, and they keep that energy alive. They're doing it all for him, man, and they're doing it well. And the Gamut has a hell of a following too. When the Gamut plays somewhere, you can bet there are going to be all these Gamut followers who are in the house. And this band's been through a ton of stuff. They had their equipment stolen once. I mean, it's just, they've been through a lot, and yet they keep going out there. And I gotta shout out Aaron too. Man, Aaron was slaying the guitar, and it was chilly. So, you're not as chilly as it was a little bit on Saturday night, but it was chilly. So it's tough to play those instruments sometimes in that temperature. And I got to see a lot of people there on Friday night, including the folks that were at our table. Kara and Rob, thank you for joining us. And Kara and Rob are great trivia people who play every week with us at Heather's on the patio. And then, of course, some other folks that joined us that night. And then we had a big crowd on Saturday as well, hanging out there. Tracy was there on Friday. How are you, Tracy? Good to see you, and Marcy and Tracy and the bunch there with the Mr. Burroughs table. The Mr. Burroughs staff was there supporting all weekend long, supporting Heather's, which I think is so cool. It's not competition. It is. It's all about lifting each other up and helping. And I know on Saturday night, Heather put up the bat signal, as she called it, and she ran out of some booze because it was so busy, and different brands of booze. And the next thing you know, Jerry's out picking it up at different bars in Springboro had an excess of it, and they were doing that. So wonderful camaraderie and love there in the music community as well. Marcy said the Gamut was fantastic. We had them last year, and I remember we loved them, and our customers raved about them. So much energy. They are so good. They really are. Hi, David Linda. Thank you. Good to have you with us. From Last Call and Barely Able. So let me move on, though. I want to talk about Saturday also at Heather's. And if you saw somebody play over the weekend and you did not get it in the comments on our page where we did that call for it, in the last day or so, you can drop it in the comments here. We'd love to hear from you. And by the way, did anybody check out the interview we did last Wednesday with Enemy? You need to check that one out too. There's a big show coming up next weekend with Enemy down at the Madison Theater, and that's going to be a good one. We did a little talk there. And Roger says, Mark and your older brother were friends in the 70s. Well, Mark's still doing it. He's doing it well. And it's, I got to thank, I have to thank the Gamut, and I'll thank Vinyl Countdown just right here. It's such a pleasure to have people appreciate what you do. And that loyalty thing, we were talking about a little bit ago, the shout outs that I got from the bands that night. Thank you guys so much. You don't have to do that, I know, but it means a lot. Thank you very much for being the kind of people that you are. And of course, helping. And what Glenn say here says, I'm just so glad you got to see them finally after years. You tell, yeah, I know. I wait years sometimes to go see these bands that people recommend to me. I'm awful. I am. For real. And Glenn said Saturday night Memorial Hall. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. But, Eagles Project that made everybody about cry. It was so good with wasted time. YouTube already took it down for copyright infringement, of course. Of course they did. Hi, Diana. Thank you for joining us. So I want to talk about Saturday night at Heather's. A little bit of a weather change, not the rainy, cold rain the poor Gamut folks had. But again, it didn't dampen the spirits of that party that on Friday night. There was still a great crowd there Friday. Wasn't a huge crowd for the festival. I felt sorry because the main drag in Springboro is all food vendors, craft vendors, and things to do and see. And when it was pouring the rain, it really put a hurt on those vendors. But there were still people out there with umbrellas walking around getting food and doing all that, but not your typical packed festival crowd on a Friday night. But Saturday made up for it. Started with a parade in the morning, went all day long. And then on Saturday night, round 2 at Heather's for me. And I will tell you that Vinyl Countdown, you couldn't have asked for a better combination between the Gamut on Friday and Vinyl Countdown on Saturday. Just absolutely amazing show. And Vinyl Countdown, man, it was a party. They had the party going. And I've got to give them credit as well for energy. These bands are party bands. They have great energy. They feed off the crowd. And Todd, Celia, Keith, Zach, gosh, amazing. Now, I do happen to, and thank you, Celia, by the way, and Todd for the huge shout outs all night long for All Around Town Radio. I had more people come up and tell me that I wasn't even focused on that. And they're telling me, did you hear what he just said about you and all that? Thank you so much. But Celia brought me this over to the table, and I always love when a band delivers their set list. And she knows me. She knows I love the set list and to talk about them on the show. So let's, there's Kilowatt right there. How are you? Speaking of Mr. Master Soundman, I was just shouting you out a minute ago. I was. Thank you, Carla, for that. Hi, Steve Stein. Thanks for being with us today. So let me tell you a little bit about the set list that went on for, and one thing I really admire, I'm reading the set list here and I'm seeing their commercial breaks in here. They did their homework too, and I'll tell you like when it comes up. They started out with Eddie and the Cruisers tune called the Dark Side. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Did a little Welcome to Everybody. They did Walk Away, which I thought was cool. Little James Gang stuff there. Separate Ways. Renegade. Last Child, which Skip and I were talking about from Liars for Hire. You know, people doing that song now out there that you don't normally hear that song a lot. And then they did a big shout out, and on their list here, it says, happy birthday to Heather, 16 years. I mean, they got that right in there to chat about, which is cool to me. Heady song, Never Been Any Reason. And then Hot Blooded, Double Vision. It was double shot time, they called it, and Lovin' Every Minute. And then they have a commercial in there to grab a Heather's hot cocoa or a Jingle Bear juice that she was selling that night. Then Everybody Wants You, Jenny, 8675309. They did not invite me. They did not understand that is my go-to karaoke song. And I could have been on stage with them. I could. Take On Me. Now, talk about a vocal strain right there. Let's Go by the Cars. Your Love by the Outfield. And then they did some more chatting up with the crowd. And let's see what else we had. Roll with the Changes was in there. And I'm sorry, guys, I've still got that cold, so I apologize, but I got to get the post-nasal drip to quit here or whatever's going on. Zeppelin Jam, Roll with the Changes, which I dearly love, REO song. That was set number 1. And here's a band that did 3 sets, 80 minutes, 84 minutes, and a 33-minute set at the end. How cool is that? I'm a big proponent of 2 big long sets and a break in between. That's just Scott's version. You can take it or leave it. You can. John says Vinyl Countdown are great people. Yes. What's that? Carla, one of my favorites, Last Child. Hi, Geraldine. How are you? It was great to see you Thursday night. We got a good picture together finally. She loves bands with a female singer. Yeah, we had back-to-back female singers this weekend. And Celia was out working the crowd. She was. All right, let me give you set 2 here. Christmas in Springboro at Heather's. You give love a bad name, Runaway. Nothing but a good time. Talk dirty to me. Kiss me deadly. All right. Once bitten, twice shy. Love rock and roll. Hate myself for loving you. Paranoid. Heartbreaker. Should I stay or should I go? Blister in the sun. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Funky Town. Play that funky music. Boogie Shoes. That was the dance party going on. That had the crowd up and moving. Get Down Tonight. Don't Stop. Proud Mary. What else we got? That was set 3 or set 2? Set 3. Any Way You Want It. Iran. Flock of Seagulls. One Way or Another. What I Like About You. Footloose. Home Sweet Home. Final Countdown. Living After Midnight. Roadhouse Blues. And they had a whole bunch of extra songs too they could throw in there if they needed to. But man, what a set list from our friends at Vinyl Countdown. Vinyl Countdown. Yes. Hi, Sean Poole. How are you? Haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Celia was out working the crowd. She was. She did a great job. And Carla, you see all these bands you're missing, these set lists I keep telling you about. But Todd, Celia, Keith, Zach, drummer's name, I got to remember. What's the drummer's name in Vinyl Countdown, people? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. Big shout out to Heather's for a great weekend. Also, a big shout out to the Springboro night spot community and bar and restaurant community who are so pivotal in making that event work and bringing people to the party. The Springboro Eagles as well, Mr. Burroughs Tavern, The Barrel, just to name a few who really pitch in and help. And I saw representatives of all those different places at Heather's this weekend. So not only do they support monetarily and putting it together and planning, but they support in a way of coming down and spending time out on the patio there and supporting Heather for her, 16 years of doing that. Is that not crazy? It is. It's crazy. Hi, John Campbell. How are you? Leadfoot in the house. Good to have you with us. So that was my weekend. Nothing on Sunday. I watched the Bengals lose. Did get to see the Buckeyes win on Saturday. So I'm a little bit of a football fan, but I'm starting to get disenchanted with the NFL. Can I get on a tangent about that? No. I think it's rigged. I really do. That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll have that discussion on a Hot Topic Tuesday someday. But huge shout outs. We will be back tomorrow live at 5. Karis will be with me. We're going to do a little recapping of her big event and her, of course, swearing in as an American U.S. citizen. And then we'll talk about some good hot topics tomorrow for you right here live at 5 o'clock. And then Wednesday, remember, if you didn't hear earlier programming note, we have moved our Who's Playing Out show to Wednesday this week. So we're going to go, instead of being a 5-day package, it's a 6-day package basically, or 7-day package this week, where we're taking you Wednesday through Wednesday of the next week. Devin Kennedy, thank you for that. John Esper. And Roger said drummer's name is Scott. So maybe it's Devin Scott Kennedy. I don't know. For Vinyl Countdown. That's who I was looking for. Yes. Dewey got to see the Cassette Junkies Saturday night, and they really brought it. Love their medleys and stage energy. The guitar player, Will, was, I think, the same thing, too. And that was another one of those shows I wanted to go to, you know. And I love Megan, and I love the Cassette Junkies, and my gosh, they're playing. And another night is going to be Wednesday night this week. What do you pick? So many good shows, so much good music going on the night before Thanksgiving. So good stuff. Yes, Leah says Heather's one hell of a businesswoman and hard worker. And you know, that's why she's so successful. She works her ass off. She does. She puts the sweat and sweat equity. She does. And her employees feed off of that. They see how hard she's working, and they work equally as hard. And that is really cool. So if I don't see you all this week, have a very good Thanksgiving. Hope you get to enjoy family and friends and all that stuff on Thursday. But we will be back tomorrow at 5 and again on Wednesday. Watch for a time on that. I'm not positive on the timing yet, but we'd love to have you there to join us with the Who's Playing Out show. And you can always find our list of Who's Playing Out also printed on the Warren County Post digital newspaper on the Book of Face. You can click on them there and find that as well. So thank you guys for being a part of this on a Monday. I know Monday nights are not a huge music night in a lot of places, but if you're out and about tonight, get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you. We'll be back at 5 tomorrow with our co-host with the most, Karis, right here. Join me. Until then, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Scott, your host. Bye-bye. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Dewey. Thank you, John. Jimmy Kilroy, thank you so much. Thank you, Carla. Wow. Check us out on YouTube, everybody. Also on the Instagram, if you will. Find it there. Got some special programming on the YouTube side of things that you may not see on here. And also, please remember, the views and opinions expressed in our programs are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities that they may represent.